So Zelensky has reacted to Putin's acceptance of ceasefire proposal. Now what Zelensky is claiming is that Putin is actually preparing to reject the ceasefire proposal. Zelensky says that Putin is actually afraid to tell President Trump that Putin wants to continue with this war and Putin wants to kill Ukrainians. And that's why in Moscow they are putting such preconditions. According to Zelensky, everything that's happening now is another manipulation by the Russian Federation, apparently. And because Ukraine is expecting cessation of attacks on air, water, and land, and Putin is not immediately doing that. So, what Zelensky says that Putin is just going to reject the ceasefire, even though Putin has technically accepted the ceasefire proposal. The thing to note here is that Zelensky is behaving in a very immature way because, on one hand, his own chief of staff, Andrei, has made a statement. I quote, he has said that Ukraine is apparently not interested in a frozen conflict like in 2014 and in previous occasions. So, Ukraine wants a permanent solution to this problem. And that is exactly what Vladimir Putin has said in the press conference. Vladimir Putin has said that Putin is not interested in a temporary ceasefire just for the sake of it. He wants the temporary ceasefire only if it facilitates a permanent solution. And that's exactly what Zelensky's chief of staff, Andrei, is also saying. So I don't know where the disconnect is, why Zelensky is so upset. Zelensky's first initial reaction to Putin's acceptance of ceasefire is disappointing because Zelensky is again trying to disrupt the whole negotiation process. But instead of taking one step forward, Zelensky now claims that Putin wants to continue killing Ukrainians. And this skepticism of Zelensky, I don't know where it's coming from. But at the same time, Donald Trump has basically appreciated this gesture from Vladimir Putin. But both Vladimir Putin and Donald Trump have said that they both need to talk on phone very, very soon. There will be a phone call between Putin and Trump. And Putin has very clearly said that even though in principle he agrees to the ceasefire, but Putin raised some very valid questions. I have made a separate video on the entire Putin's conference. You can watch the video. The link is in the description. But if I had to take a couple of points that Putin said that right now, if they allow Ukrainians to regroup and rearm during the ceasefire, then the war will again continue. So what is the guarantee that Ukraine will not rearm and re-attack Russia during this 30-day ceasefire? Putin is saying that he will agree to the ceasefire, but will the West be able to give him guarantees that Zelensky will not rearm, regroup, and gather more weapons during this 30 days period and attack Russia again? So that is a question that Putin is asking. And Putin is also talking about the second question is that currently in the Kursk, thousands of Ukrainian soldiers are trapped. What happens to them? Do they surrender? Do they get killed? Or do they drop their weapons? So what's going to happen to them? So these are the practical questions. In fact, Putin made another very valid point. He said that during this ceasefire, who is going to monitor if there are no violations from either of the sides? So if one side violates, obviously they will say that the other side has done that. So who's going to verify that? So all of these practical issues need to be discussed. And this is what Vladimir Putin said, that he wants to have a conversation about these practical things with Donald Trump directly. So this phone call can happen anytime in the next 24 hours, according to various reports. And meanwhile, Zelensky is making these sarcastic statements. This is not helping. Initial reactions from European Union have not yet started coming in, but they will soon start coming in, and I will again make a video on the European reactions. So do like this video and subscribe to my channel. I'll keep posting more videos. This is DG signing off from the Macro Story. See you in the next video.